your life to do. It's making a difference for people. It's having fun, and it's making some good money to take care of your family. This is for that guy that wants to run like his hair's on fire. This is a man that wants to change his life, and I mean, he wants to change it now. It is on with 2020 Vision. Go make it happen for you. Let's go. Get it. Grab it.
I don't want to be a burden on my family. I know my kids don't feel like I let them down, but I know I did. The scary part was I couldn't quit. So for me, it was a prison. I knew that I shouldn't be doing this. Just a failure that I had in my life that I had to get rid of, you know. The future, it definitely is definitely brighter. I'm only 43. I got a lot of time to make a lot of difference in people's lives. It's going to be okay. Yeah, that's probably a good way to look at it. It's going to be okay.
Listen, man, this is amazing. This is my first time I have ever gone on an Alliance trip, I guess you could say. I am local here in Vegas, but they still put us up at the Paris Hotel, which is an amazing hotel. For those of you who have not been here, you got to experience it. And I got to admit, guys, this is the first time I have ever held a gun in my entire life was today. They took us to this place called The Range. Unreal. Believe how crazy this is. The adrenaline starts pumping. You're nervous at first, kind of like when you first meet, like Andy Albright, right? So you first meet him, you're real nervous, and then, but you just go for it. You just got to pull the trigger, and the adrenaline starts flowing. You settle down a little bit, and it feels amazing. I'm telling you guys, the association here, the experiences that we're having, getting to know everyone, this is amazing. You guys have got to figure this out. You got to get here, man. Just get around the association. Just get here.
I'll take the sun and watch it surround you. All of the rain will fall around.
We are in Cabo, San Lucas, and at a beautiful, beautiful resort once again. And the types of things we're learning is phenomenal. We hung out this morning with Mark Vickers. We're learning how to speak better. We're learning how to communicate better. We're learning how to better serve our agents at conventions, which is, it's amazing the amount of money that we're putting into that. And then on top of that, we're hanging out with Jeff Bright. Jeff is teaching us how to work together as a team on a much deeper level than just, hey, we're a team, you know, we're part of this team. We're actually hanging out and being a better team. And what does that mean to serve all of NAA, not just us?
I'll pull you closer when we're flowing.
amazing because the people that are here want to be here, number one, and number two, they were invited to be here, which means that we saw something in them, the leadership core, that says we need to have these people here with us, learning, taking the next step with us because they earned the right to be here.
And guys, I can't tell you what it's gonna feel like when you get that email and you're like, woo, I got invited to come join the leadership crew, guys. You'll be running around the house going, I'm one of those people that get to help make a difference in this company.
And today I want to leave you with one quote, and I'm going to quote the late, great Dr. Martin Luther King.
This is Jay Daugherty with another tip from NAA University. As your agents are learning the ropes, give them a strategic advantage with the new Product Pocket Guide from NAA University. This mobile tool gives them instant highlights for every product we sell. It's always right, and it's never wrong, and it fits right in your pocket.
Hey guys, Andy Albright hanging out on the world's largest cruise ship. And you know what? It's got everything you could dream of. Swimming pool, people, music, having a blast. You know the only thing that would make this better? Shopping in Central Park. So many shops, so many boutiques, you could get lost. But you know the only thing that would make it better? High class, high energy, professional shows every night, best seats in the house. The only thing that would make this better? The aroma of high class dining, incredible service, and on top of that, all you can eat. But you know what would really make this better? Sharing it with your best friends in the world, all expense paid, it's all here. You know what would make this better? You. Join us again. Join the Alliance for another once-in-a-lifetime, all-expense-paid trip.
Hey man, what are you reading?
Just flipping through Andy's book, 8 Steps to Success.
I didn't know Andy wrote a book.
Just you know why you and I will by and by.
Don't be that guy. Use NAAUniversity.com.
Oh, hi there. Didn't see you. Greetings and welcome aboard the Oasis of the Seas, the Alliance sailboat of the future. Anyways, my name is Matt Tafflin. I'm going to be doing something no one has ever done on the shore of Cuba, which is that island right over there, in case you were wondering. I will be walking the entire public distance of the ship, from one end to the other that you are legally allowed to walk while aboard this ship. It has never been done before while off the coast of Cuba by Matt Taflin. You will be experiencing that today on your guided tour. Join with me as we go from this distance right here, farthest reach, right here, yeah, there it is, all the way to the other side of the boat. Let's go, it's gonna be awesome. Let me tell you, there's a high wind advisory warning out here that you should be very aware of when you open doors. Because it could get very windy and blow your hat off or your shirt off or your pants off, depending on what kind of pants you're wearing. Hold on, Star Trek style. Beam me up, Scott. Actually, that's teleportation. There we go. It says watch your step, but then you look down and then you're like, oh. Now here's one of the problems that we run into all the time is one level won't go all the way across the boat, so you've got to figure out what room you're on. Current stateroom, so we've got to be on 15, we're on 14, we've got to go up. Most of you would not need to run this, however, I'm going to run some of it. Alright, that was enough. That was enough running. Well, I think we got to go out and then across this to get here. And they have a good view that you can sit and see. It's very helpful. Let's continue. This is pretty cool. So this is a good view. They should call this the view because this is always a good view. Pretty cool. Against the wooden shelf that's right here that you see in the middle next to F. This is the farthest, most endest, backest lean part of the boat. Well, unless you were down there, then it would be a little bit farther. But you get the idea, you get the idea. That's one end to the other. It was like 23.5 minutes. So not bad at all. If you'd like more information about the boat, there's like a website somewhere that you can probably look up. Otherwise, I pretty much just showed you everything.
Saw a huge humpback whale 100 feet off our bow. We're in this little rubber Zodiac boat and it just did the full breach Pacific Life, that boom, whoosh, and when it landed, we could feel the waves. We're going, oh my God, was that awesome? That was crazy. And all of a sudden off the bow, they said, hey, there's a whole pod of dolphins. We're like, how many? And they said, 500. We're like, what? She said, you don't want to see them? We headed over there. That was incredible. They were jumping, some of them were probably jumping 20 feet in the air before they'd come back down. The excitement level, just everybody kind of cheering and watch it all happen at the same time was amazing.
The boats that were coming into the marina had these sea lions would just like jump up on the back of the boat. And they're like chilling out like this right here. And they were just like popping fish off up in their mouth. And they're just chilling out on the back of the boat all the way into the marina. I mean, it was insane.
I am so glad I'm getting to speak to you today to tell you what I have experienced here in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico with the Alliance. This has been a life-changing event for me. No doubt about it. As we talk about fulfillment, we talk about happiness, and we talk about the three things that we talk about all the time: prosperity, inspiration, and eternity. Here's what I know. I got to grow inside. And as for Andy Albright, as for me and my family, I'm changing. I got to. I believe in this organization and what we stand for. I am so fired up about the future and what the future means to us. You ain't seen nothing yet. Yes, I know I can go forward. Yes, I see.
Hey, Hoss, that is your loss, idiot.
You seriously need to get yourself a copy of the NAA University.
Please.
Look, man, if it's only for the product training videos they got to offer.
Bo, if I don't know how to sell what they want, I'll make them want what I know how to sell. You feel me, bruh?
Just you know why you and I will buy.
Don't be that guy. Use NAAUniversity.com.
Come do the flow ride. It's amazing.
Hold up. I know you're leaving, but I need you to call this one last lead for me.
Yeah, I got it.
Now, it's important to remember this is one of our marriage leads. This is not a mortgage lead.
I got you. I got this, man.
Hello, this is Clay from Mortgage Protection Center calling about your new mortgage. Hello?
Just you know why
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Oh, God. All right, the Alliance, alive and well, guys. I'm going to tell you what. I'm Andy Albright, and I'm part of the Alliance, and I am thrilled to be screaming with you, at you, for you today. The Alliance on another Wednesday for 13 years straight. We have been broadcasting a conference call. Now we do a conference call and a video blast with technology. So those of you who are looking at us, hey, we're up, we're fired up. Of course, you'll be able to understand everything we talk about just by listening to the conference call. Those of you that are out there, that I know Tim's out there selling. I know my buddy Brian's out there on the road. So you listen on the conference call, you'll be able to understand everything we're saying. But if we'd love for you to listen in because you see the antics, you see the people, you see the heroes that are come riding in. So we're glad you're in here. I am fresh back from out of the country. I had to go on a trip with Mutual of Omaha. Mutual of Omaha says hello to the Alliance. I can't believe how much they believe in us. It absolutely blows my mind to be sitting here talking to the top 4 guys, the absolute 4 guys that run a $35 billion company. Check this, Douglas. Last year, they didn't have a bad year. $494 million net profit. This is after they paid the CEO. After they've got two full-time jet pilots. Now I feel like they're buddies since I hung out with them a week. But Larry, another guy, Tim, and their wives, and 2 full-time pilots, all expense stuff they do, all kinds of things they do, take us hunting, all the staff, the building, all the donations they give to the governor there in Nebraska, all that stuff, net, $494 million. And I'm sitting here talking to these 4 top guys, and it's just crazy. And Dan Neary, who's the CEO, chairman of the board, and president, is retiring this year. And I'm thinking, y'all, what are y'all thinking? Because I don't know if y'all thinking what I'm thinking. I'm thinking a friend of mine is going to get to be the president because he says he's going to name somebody else. I said, who you think you're going to name? He said, well, here's what I know. There's going to be a lot more people disappointed than there are excited. I was like, that's right. A lot of people are going to hear no, and one guy is going to get the nod. But just imagine just sitting there talking to him. And by the way, so I'm on his private jet. They asked me to ride somewhere with him. I said, I'll ride with y'all. And so we jump in. It's like jumping in. Like if I said, hey, you want to jump in my car? Jump in the van, go down here and get a bite to eat. Yeah, you're riding. And they're going somewhere. I said, yeah, I'm in. So he looks over, and this logo right here is on my shirt. And he looks at me and he says, son, is that a competing company? I said, sir, that's just another company that you control. That's what that is, buddy. That's what that is right there. He was awesome, dude. So Mutual of Omaha says hello, and we appreciate them so much. There's just such an incredible reputation with the golfers and all the stuff they do for the United States of America and through the Olympic swim team and all the different things they do out in the country. It just blows my mind. So I'm fired up about being back in America. I still say that we know how to cook the best ribeyes in the world. I'm going to tell you what, we know how to do the ribeyes. We know how to do the coffee. We know a lot of things. I'm going to tell you what, America is still my favorite country. Okay, I was in England, I was in Ireland, I was in Northern Ireland, Belfast. Absolutely, America is my country. Okay, and another guy asked me last night. He said, hey, man, we're going to go international. I said, yeah, we'll probably go international. We'll probably do some other countries eventually with Life USA and NAA. And I said, you understand Mutual of Omaha is just in America. You understand what I'm saying? It's like $494 million just in America. And now they go international. The way they go international is they go international and come back to the house. You know what I'm talking about? That's the way they go international. They don't mess with all the selling and all that stuff. We'll see how that works out. Are we okay, Matt? Everything good? Yep. All right, good deal. All right, so I want to get y'all up on stuff. Let's see. First of all, Greek cruise. Let's check out where we are on the Greek cruise. Let's see. Are we? Is this cruise time? Is this cruise time? Here we go. Huh? All we got to do what? All we got to do, go to contests. This is one of the first things I do every day. I'm always checking where my buddies are on everything. So the Greek cruise, we are, let's see, we still got May, June, so we got 6 months left. Now listen, these are the people, check this out. By the way, I won't tell you, I'm forced to take off pretty soon and go with my daughter, and we're going to go check this place out and make sure that it still looks just as beautiful. Because I don't want to tell y'all to go out there and work 7 days a week or work, go ahead and spend the night 3 days away from mama and away from the kids or away from daddy. I don't want you to go out there and commit to winning a cruise that's not a good one. But if I come back and I say it's a good one, now right now I've been before. It was 10 years ago that I went. It's worth working 40 hours a week if you have to. Because I know some of my buddies, they don't work 40 hours. It's worth than 40. It's worth than 100. It's worth it. So we're going to go to all these islands, Corfu, Olympia, Mykonos, Santorini, beautiful islands. But what I want to show you is I want to see who's already, where's my leader? Up at the top? Here we go, right here. Let's see who is. All you got to do, go to contests, click there. Look at this. All you need is 100,000. Minerve has already at 144,000. January, February, March, April. 4 months done, just a little bit into May, and she is 50,000 more than she needs. And you say, can I win it in 6 months? She won it in 4, buddy. Okay? How about Michelle Alleman? Already done won it. How about Dane Levine? Done won it. How about Larry Williams? Done won it. Okay, well, Larry's not quite there, but by the end of the May, he will win it. So this is what I like to check out. Tim, Robert, Chris Lewis, Paul, Debbie Ben, all these people are like 90% there. Check it out. So what I'm telling y'all is we need for y'all, all these people, look at this. If we're 4 months into it, all these people are ahead of pace, 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 pace. Getting down in here is about where the people that are right on pace to win, not ahead, right here, I would say right there. David, Chris, Trini, Jason, Ken, Twig, right there, Twig, you're right there, right on pace. I don't like, by the way, I don't like for people to barely miss it or barely hit it. Okay? People say, it's a good basketball game. It's a good basketball game when we beat them in the first quarter. You know what I'm talking about? I want a first half. I want to just wipe them out, and then the second half, win big. So I want you to win this cruise big. Justin Balick, I want you to win big. Roy, Donna, Sean Kenny, come on, man. This is going to be a trip of a lifetime. I'm telling y'all, you need to get ahead on this thing. So that's the first thing I want to let you know, the Greek cruise. The next thing, the way you can change your life is who you spend your time with. Douglas, I don't know if you've heard this before, but whoever, like whatever happened in your past, your daddy, your granddaddy, your brother that's older than you, whatever happens to anybody else, or you were unlucky here, unlucky there, that does not predict your future. But let me tell you what does predict your future is who you're around now. Association, who you're hanging around with. The number one association opportunity in America getting ready to come up is our leadership convention. Okay? Where is the grid? Billy, can you pull up the grid for the Saturday? All right, so it's going to look like this right here. There's all kinds of opportunities to sign up to come to our leadership in July. Okay, the dates on that, July 18th through the 20th. First of all, I'm going to mention briefly Foresters, who we love Foresters, they are doing a playground build in Burlington on Thursday the 17th. Okay, so come on in early. You're invited. If you're a member of the Alliance, you're invited to help. And we're going to have a cookout afterwards. Forrester's just picking up all the expense. You do something for the community, and you get to associate and hang around with all the right people. Friday and Saturday, you get to pick what you want to do. This is a grid, different things that are going on Friday afternoon and different things that are going on Saturday morning. Now notice this says full, 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 full. That means you cannot sign up for those options. You say, wait. I didn't even have a chance to sign up. Right. People that are in President's Club had a chance to sign up early. Monday is the last date that President's Club people have priority. So starting Monday, you'll be able to pick what you want to attend. If you want to attend Monumental, if you want to do something with Lead Performance Team, if you want to find out about Life USA, Alliance Life USA with Jim Henson and John Roberts, if you want to sign up with Tony Carrier, Adam Katz about how to build a hotspot meeting. So you pick what you're going to do for this hour and then what you're going to do for this hour and what you're going to do this hour. So these are going to fill up. So the grids, this one right here is starting to fill up. How to be a better husband or wife, Saturday morning. So it's how to build a stronger marriage. If you want to learn about that, and you say, I think I got the product. If you want product knowledge, you want sales knowledge, you want recruiting knowledge. And you say, well, Andy, can't I just listen to it on the audio? Like, dude, that's like saying I've heard, what is my man... You know, I'm going like country singers. Is it Dierks Bentley? Is that, huh? I got no country music people in here whatsoever. Huh? He's country. So I'm in Ireland. My daughter gets to go to a concert. Why you go to concert? You ever been to a country music concert? You ever been to any concert? You ever seen David Copperfield on TV doing magic? He makes an elephant disappear. You're like, I bet that was just a camera trick. Well, when you're sitting right there in front of it, and you know you could throw a baseball and hit the elephant, and that something's going to disappear, you'd be like, what happened to the elephant? It's a whole different experience in person. Hello? So if you want to learn about anything that the Alliance does, come on out here and see us in person. Because some of you, I know you're going like, now let me get this straight. And a buddy of mine from 30 years shows up today, and he starts telling me where it's from. I was like, I know you. He said, yeah, I was wondering if you'd remember me. And I'm going like, can you believe it's me? Like, as in, you're on TV or you're listening to the audio, and you're going like, nuh-uh. Come on up here, and let's shake hands. Let's high-five, and you start going like, I could live like this too. Because you get around Adam Katz, you get around Twig Rollins, you get around Stephen Davies, and you go like, these guys, I see what you're saying now. I see how you're saying it. You need to come hang out at our leadership in July. I can't, by the way, if we could just let you stay at home and you would get rich with us, that's the way I prefer to do it. Because you wouldn't have to spend the money. You'd have more money for leads. You have more money for travel. You got to have more money to have staff. Why would I want you to spend $100 to come to Burlington, North Carolina? What do you think would be better for Andy? Because people always go like, well, that's because it's for you if you come down. I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? You selling $10,000 of insurance is way more profitable for all of us, the company, than spending $100 and coming up here. Why do you ask us to do it, Andy? Because all the books I read, all the wealthy people I know say that you've got to do it. They say that it's that simple. You must associate. You must hang out with the people who are in life where you want to be. I've used this example so many times. My son wants to be a better ice hockey player. Guess what he's got to do during the summer? He's got to go to one of the camps. And he has to get up early, and he has to go in early when he would rather be sleeping. And he has to practice on the ice with these people that are absolutely bizarre good at what they do. Now, he could buy a $99 DVD set, and he could plug it into television, and he could watch all the tricks this guy does where he picks up a puck on a stick and then hits it in the air and all kinds of crazy things. He could watch that on a DVD. But what he would be thinking is it was a picture trick. It was a movie trick. It was a camera trick. But when he sees that kid go down and do a stretch, I ain't going to do it, by the way. But that kid goes down and does a stretch just flat and just bounces his butt on the ground. Spencer goes, Dad, you wouldn't believe how flexible that guy is. And he comes back with a renewed enthusiasm to be able to do the basics. And that's what you have to do. You say, well, I'm going to shortcut it. Good luck. How's that been working out for you so far? You say, Andy, you say that like you know it's never worked for anybody. You know the people that are out there that have any success, they know why they've had success, and it's because of the people they hung around. Now see, you say, well, if people know this, how come you got to remind them? That's because part of my job. I'm a chief executive officer. I'm a chief reminder officer. I have to remind people of the things that they already know. All right? Okay, so July, sign up, check it out. Where do you go to sign up, Billy? Can you click on that where you sign up to convention? Is it, So you go to allianceadventures.com. Alliance Adventures, register now. All right, so next thing, I mentioned President's Club. President's Club members got to sign up early. First of all, there was Quick Start, President's Club Complete, and President's Club Black Card. Well, what we said is we're going to make it like that shampoo. Have y'all heard that shampoo? No more tears, no more crying, no more shampoo in my eyes, no more tears. No more tears. We're going to one President's Club. Okay, so no Black Card, no Complete, just President's Club. And in this President's Club, everyone is available to get those crazy videos, the websites where we are personally endorsing you. We've got kit marketing is free, continuing education is free, leadership training, conference calls, priority staff lines, priority help number, monthly billing. So you know everything was weekly. We're going to go monthly, and Quick Start is still there for you. If you want to stay in that, you can stay there. And if you're not in either one, you can start there. But the President's Club people like Andy, they're not going to go from nothing to Quick Start. They'll probably just go right into President's Club. But it's there if you want to. So apparently what I'm hearing, and this is effective June 1st, apparently it's like 7 or 8 times the value coming at you for the same price. So it's a really good association tool. Check with President's Club, check with Justin Tripp, check with Will Marsh, check with any of your ABTF if you want to find out more details. But that is happening June 1st. Also, NAA University, there's 4 more free courses, at the 200 level, or I think these are ones you have to have a coupon, but there's so many ways you can win a scholarship. Fast tracking, there's a way that shows you how to fast track and how to contract. By the way, I talk to so many agents, they go, no, my managers never showed me how to fast track anybody. My managers never showed me how to contract somebody. NAA University has a complete course so anybody can learn how to hire, anybody can learn how to fast track. Take advantage of those NAA University courses. It's funny, when I interview people, Douglas, a lot of times, come up here, Douglas, so I can be talking to somebody. Here's what I'll say to them. Now, Douglas, who it wasn't, I know you're part of Twig's team, but who wasn't invited you? Who hired you?
I was hired by Doug Sims.
Doug Sims. So if I'm Doug Sims, I'd go like that. Douglas, we have training available in this company. Should we let you in? Are you going to do the training?
Yes, sir.
All right, grab that mic right there for you. So you would say, yes, sir. Now this is a difference in the way I start people. Way different than most people. All right, what would you say if I said, are you gonna take advantage of the training? What would you say to me?
I'm going to take advantage of it.
And I would say, like, a lot of people we hire, they say that. They say, y'all going to train me? Like that right there. I mean, you wouldn't, but the rednecks I hire, they go like, you going to train me? And I go, I'm going to provide the training. I just want to know if you have the wherewithal, if you have the drive inside that heart that you're going to get the education, should it be laid out for you in a silver platter. That's all I want to know. Will you?
Yes, I will.
What we call that is hung by the tongue. Because he done let the little tongue done wagged and done said he's going to do it. And I go like, you ever heard somebody tell you, we're going to see? We're going to see if you'll do it. You ever heard somebody say that to you?
Yes, I have.
Okay, well, we're going to see if you're going to do it. And what that is more of a challenge rather than saying, I really wish you would listen to the training, to the university program, because when you do that on the back side, it's not as effective if you say it on the front side. Are you going to do training? Like one of my buddies, he done got up to 200,000 plus income, all right? And I said, I was kind of getting on to him a little bit. What you been doing, man? Well, I said, you remember when you was making about 80 grand and I told you when you made 250 it was going to be hard for you to bump up to the level? What'd you tell me? He said, I told you that ain't no way I was stopping. Ain't no way I was letting up. I said, what happened? He said, I let up. I was like, Bo, we need you. You say, why are you beating on a guy that's making 250, 300? Because he's hiring people like you. I don't know, you already making 250,000 a year?
No.
No? Well, see, for him to grow, he needs to help you grow. And anytime somebody stagnates with us, anytime somebody stops with us, I was telling him, I said, you know, I hired a guy that was with me 7 years. In 7 years, he found 2 other people. 2 other people that could sell besides him. And then he quit the other day. You go like, why did he quit? I don't know. Why do people quit NC State as a freshman? Why do people quit Carolina? Why do people quit marriage? Why do people quit fishing when the fish are biting? I don't understand why people quit stuff. People quit. You can't quit a quitter from quitting, and you can't quit a winner from winning. He's going to win. But what I'm saying is he stagnated. He went up, and he stagnated at this level. Now, I'm going to tell you this. Don't nothing stagnate. You say, well, you said he stagnated. He died. You with me? People do that, whoop, whoop, whoop. Or you keep going up. As long as you're going up. Now, I was with a fella this weekend. One of them is in his 70s. And I'm going to tell you what, I like him, Bo. I'm going to tell you what, I like to follow him now. His name's Milton. He's very, very rich, very, very successful. And we were walking 7-mile trek. He's walking like that right there. His wife, she's up in the cart. She said, get in this cart. He said, I ain't need a cart. I'm good to go, man. He's doing this shuffling like that. I always like to follow him around because the British guys have y'all seen them bear hats they wear, the guard? My man was in World War II. My man said, that ain't no good in battle. Right? You know what I mean? My man, he ain't stagnated. He's not dying, but he's living. He's crazy, man. He was talking about, a tour guy was telling him something. He said, what's Hitler think now? Like that right there. I said, what did he say? He's just talking junk. You know what I mean? Another man in his late 60s. And I like people that keep reading and thinking and growing and trying to do stuff. But you can stagnate when you're 22. You can stagnate when you're 32. You can stagnate anywhere. But what's going to happen is you're going to crash. You with me? This education, you want to earn more, you got to learn more. You got to keep that mind going. So NAA University is big. Douglas, nice to meet you. Thank you. You can keep the mic and grab a seat right there. All right, y'all give him a hand. All right. Couple books. Books, reading. Man, I'll tell you what. I'm talking to a guy right now. I'm trying to help him out. All right, my boy ain't read no book since I don't know when. Now, I'm not kidding you. I can talk to him a few minutes, and I can tell that he's not thinking. See, right here, this is one of the books, 7 Essential Qualities of a Team Player. If I'm talking to him about team player, and by the way, people always say, was you talking about me? No, I was not talking about you. I was talking about somebody else. But it does remind me of you. But I wasn't talking about you. Okay? It's not enough that we do our best. Sometimes we have to do what's required. Winston Churchill. Now, how is it that I flipped to a Winston Churchill quote when I just got through walking around Winston Churchill's secret bunker that was built? 4.5 feet of concrete was poured into the floor. 8-foot ceilings. It's 17 rooms. And we got to walk in there. Winston Churchill, the bed he slept in, a little cigar still laying out beside it, maps all over the wall, and just where the fight was going on, live recording or recordings of his actual recordings of conversations he had with people and arguments he had when he was trying to get somebody to do something. And this is one of his quotes. And matter of fact, one of them was this. He was like, I don't need somebody, and it was in his voice. I don't need somebody that tells me all the ways it can't happen. I need somebody to tell me how it can happen. And that's what this says right here. See, when that person, when the boy I'm talking to, the gentleman I'm talking to that ain't reading, how does he can't argue. There's another one here. I just saw it. It says, we need to worry more about completing each other than competing with each other. Because what he's wanting to do is he's wanting to compete with the other guy when he needs to complete. And I'm just going like, dude, you can't be reading. You can't be, you're not thinking. So we need you reading these type books. I tell you, People Factor. Yeah, People Factor. I just finished that one. Fired up about finding the right people to belong to our team. This next one, I'm only 45 pages into this. The DNA of relationships. But it just don't end how much you can learn from these books that's in our book club. And if you think you know it all, that means you have plateaued and you're getting ready to fall. Okay? It's predictable. I can see it when I'm talking to people. Matter of fact, the guy that quit the other day, and he was doing okay, but he just couldn't break free. And I'm talking to him, and I'm talking to him about getting his mind right. And when he hangs up, he don't hang up, and I can hear his wife go, why is he worried about what books you're reading? The problem ain't what we think. The problem is the circumstances we're in. You know what his biggest problem is, don't you? It sounds like this. That's what his biggest problem is right there. His biggest problem ain't the circumstance. Because, I mean, you know what I'm talking about? Like if you get your arm cut off, that's a circumstance. You go, the reason I can't tie my shoes is because my arm's cut off. I go, well, then what's making you whine all the time? It's the circumstance. See, some people figure out how to, please, I'm just telling you, read the books. All right, let's move on. Book of the month, product of the week. Oh, we got all kinds of contests. I've got to get through these contests. I got some stuff I want to talk about that we want to teach on. All right, product of the week is Phoenix. Let me find the Phoenix contest. Simplicity Index Life. Okay, is this it? I think it is. That talks about the product. This is a Simplicity Index Life. There's an Index University. This is a product of the week, which is Phoenix Life. But I want to tell you about a contest we're doing. Phoenix Life is an insurance company that, let me tell you the truth, they need us to sell, meaning they have a challenge. They're selling too many annuities. They're selling a ton of annuities. We sell a lot of annuities with us. They've got to start selling some life, okay? This is a good position for us to be in. So we took them a product and we said, we've never seen this product before. It's a term life product that you can get all your money even though you're not going to die, okay? How does it work? It works like a long-term care or a critical illness, disability. So if you have a certain number of things wrong with you, you can get your money ahead of time. Now, a lot of policies, a lot of life insurance policies, if the doctor says you got 6 months to live, you can get your money, okay? That was awesome when it first came out. But if you say, I'm completely disabled, can I get my money? Can't get your money out because you're not going to die because you're going to live 20 more years. This new product that Phoenix is coming out, easy, simplified issue, incredible short application, 30-year product, all your money back if you don't die, get all your return of premium, and it has this rider on it that says that you can get all your money even though you're not going to die. So if you're completely disabled and it's different activities of daily living, just like if you've heard about long-term care. We don't do long-term care. I was with people that sell long-term care, and one of them he's asked me how to do what we do, and I was like, I can't tell you that, you know. And I said, it's too simple for you. He said, why you mean? I said, because your applications are about that thick, you know. And he was like, oh, it's worse than that now. I said, well, 13 years ago I tried it. I hated it. because it was terrible underwriting, nothing gets issued, a complicated application. Well, now we've got a very, very simple term products that's coming that acts like that can be activated. It's not long-term care, but if you would have got long-term care, you can get all your life insurance. So what this is going to roll out in July at our convention, they're going to roll it out. They're going to run a big contest. It will have to do with helping you win the Greek Isles cruise faster. But now here's the trick. In between now and then, you need to write at least one policy with them. One is the simplified, this is the contest that they're running, but there's two different products they've got. They've got, Dave, you do the final remembrance. Come up here and chat with us. So one product, Douglas, if you hand Dave. So Dave, tell them about the remembrance product. What do you like about it? The Phoenix.
The best thing is the critical illness rider.
How's that work?
Well, if you have, say, a $20,000 face value on the premium, on the policy, and you have a heart attack, a stroke, cancer, you can access up to 50% of the face value.
Okay, but I thought all our policies had that.
No.
They don't?
No.
Okay, now here's what I think the difference is. This is the only final expense that works like that.
Correct.
Like our mortgage term with Foresters, you can get all your money out, right?
Yeah, but you have to pay extra for that.
You have to pay extra.
This doesn't cost
but
any extra.
But on their final expense, can you get your money ahead of time?
If you're going to die in a year.
But this one is not if you're going to die in a year.
No, if you get sick and don't die.
So it's similar to what I was describing with the term products coming.
Exactly.
Okay. Simple issue?
Simple.
Fast issue?
Oh, yeah.
Simple application? Mm-hmm. Okay. So you must write at least one of those to get into the contest that's going to roll out in July. Now, there are two contests for Phoenix Life that are going to roll out with this new term product. So we have an IUL and a final expense now. So the more every one you write, you get a lottery ticket for a contest that we're going to give away in July, and it puts you into a different contest starting in July. So there'll be two contests starting in July. Which one you want to be in? The one that's better or the ones that's not as good? I want to be in both, either one of them, right? Both of them, but definitely want to be in this one. So the way this works is starting yesterday all the way through July 10th. And by the way, this new product is going to be Safe Harbor. And the first simple thing you get is here we go. It's either this shirt, this T-shirt, or this T-shirt, and it's going to be up to Biff Baker. That's what Biff. We're going to let you decide which T-shirt everybody gets. That's the big decision we're going to give Biff. Okay?
I like Biff.
Because we are going to spend the money, right? But he's so you can go back to my contest. Take me back to my contest, Billy. Okay. All right. Each application gets a T-shirt at July Leadership. And for each app, you get a lottery ticket for a prize drawing, and we're going to give away, where's all my stuff? The top four producers with the will get a 3-day, 4-night, 4-day stay at our cabin. The dates to be determined. This is a small picture. I can't wait for y'all to see this place. This is a place that the Alliance has purchased. It's on 120 acres, a 3-acre pond. It has beautiful nature walks, and it has places where we can shoot nature, okay? So if you don't like shooting, it's got wonderful nature walks. You can look and see stuff. If you like shooting, we got a place for that. It's places to fish. It's got a leadership cabin, sleeps 20 people. It's going to have a swimming pool. I was just out there this morning. I cannot wait to show you guys. I've already invited a couple. Brian's already got an invite. My buddy Chad's already got an invite. There's several people that already have an invite. But this is you win this. So there's going to be a lottery. It's going to be the top 4 personal producers, and the agency manager is going to get to stay. So that is already in the works, and you get the chance to step up to the better contest. So that's a big deal. So please check out Phoenix Life. Alliance Life USA. Can we pull up that contest, Billy? Alliance Life USA contest. Okay, so Alliance Life, I didn't push hard. We rolled it out April 16th of this year. I think I'm going to be able to remember the date when we rolled that out for a while. It's the day I turned 50. And I said, we get serious. I'm serious about my business, serious about everything in life. I like to have a good time, but more serious. Didn't push it hard, but I said we are going to do a contest between now and the convention. And here's what we said. This is kind of, I get the Phoenix Life contest kind of mixed up. For everybody that writes an app, they're going to get a Life USA t-shirt. You also get, there's going to be, we're going to draw out lottery tickets, and there's going to be 3 people that win 2 nights, 3 days at the Leadership Cabin. We're going to get 10 people that win this gift basket, which is this gift basket right here. All this is going to be in it. Oh, about to flip that over. And then this large basket right here, you're going to have that in it, okay? So there'll be 3 first prizes, 10 second prizes, and 25 third prizes. And the people, if you want to see who's writing it, my buddy Sarge is leading the way. Is that heading in the right direction? Okay. All right, so that's going to pop up in a minute. You see who is winning. Okay, so my buddy Sarge, Rob Wilson, has already had 4 tickets, so it's odds are he's going to be invited to the Leadership Cabin. Denise Murphy, part of Katz's team, Chadwick Foster, Eric Lardy. So these are the people that have already had issue-paid policies for Alliance Life USA. Congratulations. Happy for all of you guys. Thank you very much. It's going to be a big rollout in Alliance Life USA coming in July. So let's see what else. So that's a big one, just a reminder. And the 2020 vision. Oh yeah, Darwin's contest. There's an email coming out about that. Who won those cases? It was foresters and recruiting. There we go. So these are the winners. Let's click on the leaderboard, see who won. Oh, I got them right here. Jeremy Patton was number 1. He picked the Tag Heuer watch. James Hill. James, you in the house? James, come up here, man. Give him a hand. James was winner. Dane Levine. Listen to this. Dane Levine. What did you? Oh, Jane's here too. I didn't see you back in the corner, buddy. Good to see you. You guys are killing it.
Yes, sir.
Say hey to everybody on the show.
Howdy, everybody. How's it going?
Tell them who you are and who you hired by.
James.
Thank you, Dave. We got you, man. Give Dave a hand. Dave Brown.
James and Jane. We now live in Gibsonville, right down the road from here. Moved here about 9 months ago, and our business it's exploding. It's just going absolutely crazy. I didn't even know yet the leaderboards. We've got, I think I counted 8 or 9 people that are on track for the cruise. The most we've ever had on a trip before was 3. So right now, like our business has tripled since we moved here.
See, it's one thing to win. It's one thing to win a cruise, but to have 8 people on your team, buddy.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Think about it. You're like, you're going to be sitting there like, check out this island. That's unbelievable. Let's go get something to eat. Let's go hang out up there. Let's go hang out there and just walk around. Let's go buy some stuff.
Right.
Let's go meet some people. Let's go have a good time. It's crazy talk. That's the way I feel.
Yes, sir.
Every time we how about this? Tell your team on the Alliance, get your passport. I like to do this when we have big conventions. How many of y'all never had a passport, never had a reason before you joined the Alliance? Now you get to travel the world. That's the way it's going to happen. Is that my phone making that noise over there? I'm turning that off. It's getting on my nerves bad. Okay. All right. So what did you win? Do you know?
We did the laptop, the Mac Air.
Okay, so you got a laptop. Kai won a Vizio television. Matter of fact, I want to do the people that won a television because I want to ask you, what are you going to do with a television? Jason Carey, Eric Belair, Kyle Cater won this.
I know what they're going to do with it. They said what they're going to do with it is it's for their office.
It's for their office?
It's for their office. They got to put the TV in the office.
I guess this is kind of like a television. They could display leaderboards.
Oh, that's what it was.
All kinds of stuff like that. So here's all the different people that won. Where is show? Do you have a picture of the television? Oh, that's just a massive. That's the Vizio. You know what it was? Here's what I know. It was the most expensive prize in their category. That's why they picked it.
That's what it was.
I know what they were thinking. Michelle Alleman, congratulations. Ben Smallage, Joe Dukes, Chadwick Ray, Roland Clunage, way to go, Roland. Mike Paleo won. Here they are. Roland, Mike Paleo, Kevin Woolley won a Michael Kors watch. Paul Menachino, your team.
Yes, sir.
Picks up a jacket. How about my man Dre? Done sold his company for $3.2 billion. You hear about that? Who was it that bought it? Apple Computer bought my man's Beats by Dre. So they, Kim Nelson, Brian Mendenhall, Bill Cook, Erica Went got a Michael Kors watch. Not bad. So wait a minute. I like new people. They're going like, let me get this straight. So they're already paying you crazy commission. You win all expense paid cruises, all expense paid trips, and you get televisions. And they're going like, this must be difficult. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You go like, almost like I can see people stepping back going like, what, this must be, tell them like what's been happening, tell them your schedule, how you've been recruiting, and how many people you're bringing on lately.
Well, last month, we had direct to us 30, how many was it 32, Holly? 32 people that we hired direct to us, put into license coach. I think it was close to 45 or 47 for the whole group. Paul Menachino,
what if everybody in his team had recruited 30 and not just him? That's what I keep going is, why, listen, let me ask you this. Why do you think it's just for them? It's for you too. Everybody on his team, everybody on our team, this is for you. Like, it's kind of crazy how I work with a guy in Cabo, Arkansas, and help him create $1 million plus income. I'll work with a guy in Asheville and help him create a crazy income. And then go like, how come not you in Wilmington? How come you in Chicago? How about you in Nashville? It's for you. But what does he do, Andy? How do you deal with it? Like, you remember asking me?
Yes.
How do I deal with it?
You trick yourself. Trick yourself into doing the right thing all the time. I started tricking myself into doing the right thing.
Did I tell you that?
Yes.
That's what I do. I trick
Yes.
myself.
Yeah.
Like what would I say?
I remember you telling me like where you put books. I remember one specific thing. You would have people come over to the house. This is one thing that I copied. You'd have people come over to the house like real early in the morning, so the dogs would start barking, and Jane would be like, Andy, there's people here. And because the dogs would not stop barking until you went outside, because he doesn't want to get up either. He's a human being too. What's that book, the Common Denominator of Success? It says things like, do you think successful people do these things because they want to? No, they do.
There's a book called The Common Denominator of Success. I always just like, tell me the answer. Like 3 pages into it, it tells you the answer.
So
what's the answer? Just go ahead and tell them. You don't have to read the book. We'll just tell you.
Successful people do the things that unsuccessful people choose not to do.
That's what they do, every one of them. And most unsuccessful people won't make phone calls. They will not pick up the phone call. And then what they will do is they won't write down how many phone calls they make. That's one thing they won't. They won't get up in the morning. Unsuccessful people won't get up in the morning. And then when they get up in the morning, they want to goof off and read the newspaper. Successful people get up and read one of John Maxwell's books, or The Common Denominator of Success, or a DNA of Relationships. That's what successful people do. And apparently, successful people trick themselves into doing the right thing somehow.
That's right.
What's another thing we do? How about this? Tell them, I'll go first. I want you to tell them something you used to do that you did way too much of, and I had a conversation with your wife about it, and you know about it. But I used to watch TV all the time. You hear what he said? Which one? But he used to have stuff, like tell him something you used to do, just a total waste of time, and now you just hardly ever do it.
I used to play a lot of video games.
What did I tell you to do about his video game problem?
You told me to cut the wires on the TV and the controller.
Yeah, but you didn't, did you?
I didn't. I said it was wasteful.
She didn't want to mess up the wires. I was like, go ahead, cut the wires. He ain't going to do nothing to you. Just smile and say, how did you get away from that? What trick have you used that? Do you know?
I made a decision, and I still love playing video games. It's not like you still love hunting.
I love hunting.
But
I love TV.
I've chosen that there's things that I want to do that are more important. I've just made a choice. What I've started doing is I've started inviting people down to come spend a day with us or spend a week with us. So I prefer them to be on my team, but we had Lauren Atkins come down a couple days ago, a week or two ago. He's not on my team, but I'm like, hey man, could you come down and spend the week with us? Because it tricks me into wanting to perform better, because I've got somebody down here that's associated with me, and I want to perform in front of them. So I'm doing these little things. I think they're little things, but they're little things that
there are little things
add up.
That add up. That's exactly right, dude.
I've started doing my goals every night. The goals book. Who wrote that one?
Brian Tracy.
Brian Tracy. So every night, for about 3 weeks now, I've written out my top 10 goals, and I've got them plastered all throughout the house now. And
James gonna pass you, Bo.
Yep. Every night.
Say, well, who's he think he is? I don't know, bro. I don't know what's gotten into him. But he comes in, and I can tell you this, 9 months ago, when he come down here, he wasn't like that, was he? Mm-mm.
He was good.
He was good. We loved him. We still don't love him anymore. Not any more proud of him than we were before. But he's going to win more free stuff. He's going to help more people's lives change. Now, see, here's the other thing. If you're listening to this, you go like, you're not telling me anything I didn't know. I'm reminding you of the little things that changes your life. It's not complaining. Hello? Complaining is not the reason he got successful. The world didn't change and make leads more available for him in his neighborhood. The world didn't decide to answer the phone more when he calls them. The circumstances did not change. My man changed. You hear what I'm telling you? My man changed. That's the question is, when's the man going to change? When's the woman going to change? Right here is one of the top ladies in the country as far as sales. She's also top among most men in sales. She's one of the top salespeople in the country. Jane Bent. You want to say hey, Jane? We say hey.
Hey.
Hey, everybody.
Hey. Working on my southern drawl.
Yeah, her southern drawl. Mm-hmm. She's been killing it. She's been killing it. But you had some times not too long ago, a few months ago, you struggling, shaking your head like, what's wrong? I said, what's wrong? Remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
What did you do?
I cried.
Crying helps. Crying helps. Crying's good. What else you do?
I talked to you. I talked to Jason Carey.
Yeah, you did.
I talked to Alex Abian.
Yeah, you
I talked
did.
to a lot of people who very patiently and very caring and lovingly said, it's okay, and then kicked me in the butt and said, you know, get up, be a big girl, suck it up, let's go do it. And I said, yes.
She didn't go somewhere and try to find an industry. She didn't say, like, I'll quit the alliance and go sell real estate. She didn't say, I'll quit the alliance and go sell beach property. She didn't say, I will quit the alliance, go find a cheap lead. I didn't. So what she did was she kept going, and she kept reaching out to people that didn't quit and that were successful. That's what she did. Okay? This is big.
Mm-hmm. I didn't say I must have another calling because things are hard here. That's always awesome. Well, things are so hard here, I must have a different calling in life. I'm like, yeah, you're called for something special, I'm sure, you know. That's always a fun one to hear.
You can't argue when people get called away, when they get that higher calling. Hey, I want to, this is where I want to start. Y'all stay right here because I want to talk to y'all because y'all are some of my favorite people. I want to talk to you. This is what I promised to talk about. 11 reasons you will be glad you built it big. Okay? 11 reasons that big is better than small. The other thing is, I want to talk to you about how to win gracefully and then how to win awkwardly. How to get great big awkwardly, and how to get great big gracefully. Okay? This is some big stuff for you guys to know, okay? This is the real deal. All right, where's my notes? Oh, I got so many different things I want to talk about. All right. Larry, did you know this? That if this is you in life now, like this is you now, and this is the next few days of your life, this is the next few years, and this is the new few decades, you know that some people don't ever think about dying. They say it's depressing. Let me tell you something. When I die, let me ask you this, Larry. When you die, is it going to be a bad day in your life or going to be a good day in your life? What's it going to be? It's going to be a bad day. What do you think it's going to be for you, Twig? It's going to be a good day. What do you think it's going to be for you, Douglas? Dude, I'm going to tell you what. You ain't never seen what it's going to be like when I die, Bo. I'm going to tell you what. My back been killing me. It's going to be well. You go, how is that going to happen? Because I know what happens to me when I die. Okay? I know what happens to me. Everything's going to be okay. But here's what I do know. I'm going to die. It's kind of a trick question, so I don't want to mess you up with that, Larry. But, Larry, I mean, it depends, Barry. I mean, Larry, if I die in pain, it's a bad day. I'm not hoping for a plane crash. I'm just hoping, boom, yow! And people say, well, ain't your wife going to be upset? Well, she's probably going to laugh. I mean, to tell you the truth. She's going to be like, he always said he was going to go out with a boom. Wouldn't that be cool if my boy's going like, guess what? Albright got his wish. Like, I'm telling you, dude, we take off from London, the cars, the planes bouncing around like that. Everybody else is like holding on. I'm like, woohoo! It messes them up, Bo. Because, you know, what are you going to do? Now, I don't like, you know, people, if I have a choice, I'm going to fly instead of drive if I get a choice. Because you wreck. Sometimes you get your ear took off, arm took off, you're still alive. You'd be like, dadgummit, you know. That, no good. No good, right? But here's the big thing I want to ask you. And this is the truth. This is psychologically proven. This is in all the books, leadership magazines. People that think about this day right here do more right here, which is now. Think about it. Kids don't think they're going to die. They don't think it's ever going to happen. They don't exercise. They don't eat right. They party like it's 19 whatever. You know what I mean? They're crazy. They're not thinking about tomorrow. Okay? Now watch this. What was it Babe Ruth said? If I knew I was going to live this long, I'd have taken better care of myself. You don't want to get to be 50 years old and you can't walk because you ain't treated your feet or your legs or your knees or your back right. You need to think about tomorrow. People that think about tomorrow live stronger today. You with me? Think about this. Me and Adam Katz, we've been buddies for 20-some years, okay? We're just some of our best friends. Me and Alex Fitzgerald, best friends. What happens is when something bad happens, we know that tomorrow is going to happen. And that's when we're still buddies. You with me? And me and my wife, 27 years. I'm going to tell you, I want to tell you that it's just been getting better and better and better and better. But what's happened is we're still married today, but it's went like this right here. We've had some stuff. Now, that's my drawing. Now, Jane's was probably more like this right here, right? You with me? But we're still here, right? We're still, because we didn't want to say it ended. We didn't want to say we had a better deal. You say, well, whoa, Andy, if somebody gets divorced, hey, look, everybody, stuff happens. What are you going to do? Right? What are you going to do? Friendships end. But I am not going to be the reason for it. And if Jane is not the reason for it, if neither one of us quit, then we don't quit each other. But if one of us quits, I've had friends to quit on me. Does that make sense? But I can't quit on them. And friends that don't quit on me, I don't quit on them. Well, my daddy, he lived to be in his 70s. Let me tell you what. You know what he's most interested in right here? You know what he's most interested in, Twig? Do you have any idea what he's interested in? You know what he wanted to talk about and who he wanted to talk to is his buddies. This guy lived, we would go to Calvin's house. And Calvin, I'm not kidding you. Calvin was laying in the bed, done had both legs took off, one of his arms, and Calvin, Daddy just couldn't, he loved Calvin. That's his best buddy. And Sam McCauley. He wanted to be around his buddies of all his life, people that he built relationships with. One of the things in that book I'm reading says the relationships are everything, and everything else is just details. It's having people you can count on. When I call up, I had somebody tell me something negative, and they said, and they mentioned my buddy the Lampies, Diane and Bill, and I went, let me just tell you this, not true. I'll call her right now. I said, Diane, just want to let you make your way. She said, oh my God, I can't believe that, Andy. Let me get on that. I'll fix that. See, I didn't have to think about who she was as a person, integrity-wise. They ain't stole nothing, ain't done nobody wrong. You with me? People that think like that do more. Call this, you think about football teams. If you're going 100 yards, what do they call the 100 yards? They call it the red zone, right? Like if you get into the red zone, you got to punch it in the end zone, right? And what determines how successful they are in the red zone? It's how well they've prepared all along during the seasons. The championship teams do great in the red zone. That means when it comes crunch time, when it comes score time, they punch it in. Okay? So it's how you prepare. Now what happens is, in any life, you're going to have stuff that happens, Jane. See, here y'all are. This is where y'all are, right here. Okay? You're right here. Okay? See, that's how I know how y'all are. You can see it. Can they see that? That's how y'all are. Okay, this is where y'all are. What's happening here, you knew today was going to come. You knew today was going to come this day right here. You knew it because I told you about it. I said a day will come and you'll look back. Let me tell you about a day in Jane Albright's life, okay? This is before this business, but I'm building my next. It's where I met Adam Katz. It's where I met, it's where I met Mark Womack. These guys I met before this business. During that time period, I've got a full-time job, Jane's got a full-time job, and we don't have a lot of money, and we're fighting to go to a meeting. And she's tired, because the reason was because we were out late the night before to 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. She was very tired. We got up. She worked all day, and we needed to go to a meeting. And in the meeting, I had new recruits going to be on the front row, so we had to get to the meeting. Well, she's doing the paperwork and trying to fill it out online. And she's leaning up to the computer, and she's looking at it, and tears are dropping off of her face into the keypad, right? So I said, baby, you're crying into the keypad because you're going to move back a little bit because the tears were dropping down in there. And I said, and another thing, the dog has done threw up over there, and you know I can't get it up because I will throw up too and be twice as bad. I said, and another thing, we got people on the front row. We got to go, baby doll. And she says, well, I'm going to type this in because she had to get the order in. Now, see, what most people have done, what a lot of wives would have done, what a lot of people would do is say, I'm not going to the meeting because I'm too stressed. I'm not going to go to the meeting. I'm not going to finish the paperwork. Matter of fact, you do it. And I told her, I said, baby, just get it done. We'll get to the meeting. Let's get it done. She got it done. And right into the meeting, I said, I promise you, people are going to look at you and say, you're lucky, Jane Albright. You're lucky. You were at the right place at the right time. Right place and right time. The right place and right time is she didn't give in to what's going on right now because Jane knew this day was coming. She knew this day was coming. She knew this day was coming. She knew this day was coming. And Jane Albright got the job done. And I told her, I said, people are going to laugh at you. You're going to have a diamond about like that right there. Look like kind of like a BMW headlight right there on your finger. And diamond necklaces, and we're going to travel the world, and people are going to say that you're lucky. And she says, I might slap somebody. Right? And that's where it was this week. We were traveling around London, Ireland, and all kinds of places. And what people don't understand is we didn't quit. I've been so mad at F&G Life, Fidelity and Guarantee, one of our carriers. They're not doing as great. They're a smaller carrier for us. At one time, they were our entire carrier. That was the only carrier we had. I'd be so mad at them. But rather than quit them, rather than screw them, rather than do them wrong, I'd just say, we got to figure this out. And I'd try to help them and help grow and figure it out. We got a better and better relationship with John Phelps and Bruce Parker and all the owners of that company. We become, and Foresters, same thing with Foresters. I was so mad at them at times. But instead, I would just fight through it and say, all right, let's stay calm. We've got to work this out. We've got to draw it out. We've got to come up with another game plan. We got to keep. I was just talking to a couple, and they were really ready to just quit their life. And I ain't sure they weren't ready to kill themselves, but they was ready to quit business. And they were just so frustrated. And I said, you got to come talk this out. You can't run. You know, you got to fight through stuff. That's how you make it happen. And it's just like what you did. You didn't just like, the leads have changed on me. You know, you wanted to say that, didn't you?
Yes.
Get the mic back up there. What did you, I mean, you want to say the leads have changed. You
Yeah.
want to say the people have changed.
Yep.
Economy.
Yeah.
Here's what people tell me. They go like, today, young boys are mean. Back in the day, young boys were nice. I go, my mama told me about her brothers, and they'd take two cats, take their tails and tie them together in a knot and throw them over the clothesline. Y'all probably don't know what a clothesline is. Throw them over a wire and let them fight for a while. That's how mean, that's how nice they used to be. You're like, no, that ain't like that. You're like, how about used to be with the gladiators? Were they nice? Boys fight today. They just kill each other. Have you ever heard about the gladiators? I mean, so many things. I was with a pastor. Where was I flying to? We were flying. The last meeting I went to, California. It was right before we went out in California, a big pastor, and he was traveling with me. And I said, hey, man, I read all this stuff in the Bible, how mean people were, but people tell me people mean. He said, let me tell you something. Man is bad. He's just bad. He said, you can't do nothing about it. It ain't got worse. It ain't got better. They just bad. He said, not for the grace of God. And I was like, that's what I thought. And he's like, I'm just going to tell you, I don't care what anybody tells you. So when I talk about the leads, we talk about people. Now, you say, well, economy's different and people more liberal. Have you not read the old books of everything? It's not, the more things change, the more they're exactly like it's always been. You've got to keep shaking and baking. You've got to keep moving. How about the family? Give me some of the crazy thoughts that run through your mind. Because somebody else is thinking. I want you to work with them. What kind of crazy thoughts run through your mind?
Like when I was struggling with the sales.
What kind of crazy thoughts when you were struggling?
Mean, you know, I thought, you know, yeah, the leads are bad. You know, they must have changed the wording. You know, it's my driving. I'm driving more, so I must be tired by the time I get there. Or, you know, all these young people, right? They don't think they're gonna die, and then all these old people, they don't think they're gonna die, and you know, nobody has any money. The economy's finally, you know, catching up, and everyone's realizing the economy's bad, and you know, everyone doesn't have a job, and it was everybody is this and everybody is that, and then it was like, well, it's probably just me. Yeah. But it was, I mean, it was, you know, my parents are getting to me more. I was like, well, it's James' fault, you know. Yeah. He was so nice.
Did you hear that? My parents are finally getting to me. Like they've been talking to me, and it's finally getting inside of my head, and I can't fight it.
All my friends, like, I can't find a job, you know, like just, I think all those little, like everybody, then, you know, we don't watch the news, but, you know, you can't help but clients tell you, oh, you know, they're doing this with healthcare, and, you know, they're doing that, and they're taking away all this stuff, and I'm like, oh, wow. You know, just little by little, like every appointment, it starts like creeping in, and that's the whole, like, you got to get the bad voices out of your head, and you got to get the right voices in, and that's why every day you got to listen to something good, because 99% of all the garbage that you're listening to, and it's like, well, they're brainwashing you. That's what all my friends say. I'm like, what do you think the news does to you? You know, what does Facebook do to you? Complaining about this baby mama and baby daddy and this person that they're not going to talk to, but they're going to blast about on Facebook, and I'm just like...
Yeah, I like that one. I'm never going to talk to this person again in my life. I'm not going to let them waste my time. I'm like, hey, idiot. Not only are they wasting your time now, They're wasting mine if I'm reading it. You go like, you're reading it. Oh, no. This has been over a year and a half ago. I was like, I just woke up one day. I go like, this is a total waste of time.
Yeah.
I'm not getting any money from this. I just said, forget this. All I find out is who hated somebody.
Right.
Like, geez, now not only is he wasting your time because you're continuing to type about it, and by the way, if somebody else would post something, they'd answer it back. And then they'd post it and they'd answer it back. And listen to what they say. It only takes a second. It only takes a minute or two. It only takes a minute to call your next great leader. It takes 1 minute. What would you do to take that 1 minute of posting something on Twitter or 1 minute to call your next great leader? Which 1 minute are you going to pick? And now you say, now this is quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. Facebook's quadrant 4. Quadrant 2 is when you make the phone call. You say, I don't even know what you're talking about, quadrants. You know what it is, don't you? Can you tell them a little bit about quadrants?
It's in Stephen Covey's book, First Things First.
Uh-huh.
And it just talks about, you know, the different areas that you can spend your time. And quadrant 4 is not important and it's not urgent. But so many people spend their time there. It's not important and it's not urgent. And then there's the quadrant where it's important but it's not urgent. And that's where the most successful people spend most of their time. You know, that's where you exercise before the heart attack happens. You know, you eat right because it's not urgent, but it's important. You know, that's when you make the phone calls and you do that, you know, not at 8:50 at night and you need appointments and, you know, you have 10 minutes left to make your phone calls for the rest of, you know, for your weekend. It's doing it before it becomes urgent. But then it's all the people who try to come in and they steal all of your time because it's urgent for them. And it's important for them. Because this happened, and they want to answer right now.
And they will suck you over there if you ain't careful.
Right.
They'll get you in their nightmare.
Yep.
And you have to, there's another book, by the way, I hadn't told you managers, agency managers, and up-and-coming key leaders. Have you ever read this Kim Blanchard's book, The 1 Minute Manager? It's awesome. People try to put their monkey, take it off of their back and put it on your back. And they try to put a monkey on my back, so now I'll be like, no, I don't want that monkey. You know what I mean? I don't want that problem. Like, what are we going to do about Obama? I go, I don't know. What are we going to do about this, what's the guy, Karl Rove? What are we going to do about Karl Rove? I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to vote. When we're going to go vote. Whenever time vote, let me know and I'm going to vote. That's what I'm going to do. Well, don't you get, no. I can't get involved in your problems, bro. I can't deal with all that. My mama, my daddy, my brother, I ain't got no car. Well, borrow a car, bro. I don't know. It ain't that complicated. Who am I going to borrow from? I don't know. I don't want that monkey. It's up to you to find somebody to borrow a car from. I ain't got no money to pay for the license. That ain't my monkey. That's your 1 Minute Manager. It's a great one. He's got a couple of books. It's Kim Blanchard. Have you read any of those?
Yes, sir.
Good stuff.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. So here's what we call this. Ideally, you start right here. This is where you start. Ideally, you go straight to success. Here's the date you become a millionaire. Ideally, you go straight to it. Wouldn't that be awesome? Here's the way it's going to happen. You're going to find this great person, and you're going to be right up here, fired up, and they're going to quit, and you're going to be depressed. What you got to do is get back right here. So the more you can ride this line right here, the more you can ride right here, the better off you are. Call these detours. And by the way, some people get depressed, and they stay depressed. Some people get excited, and they party for 3 days, right? You're not making money when you're partying like crazy. And you say, well, some people say you got to do a celebration. We're going to do a celebration. As a matter of fact, we're getting ready to go on a Caribbean cruise. We're going to have a blast. We're going to have fun. We're going to hang out. We're going to sit around and talk. We're going to go check out the Vintages, which is the wine bar. We got an Italian restaurant. We got a steakhouse. We're going to go to a play. We're going to have a blast. That's what we're going to celebrate. Matter of fact, we're having contests to come out to our leadership cabin. We're going to shoot some guns. We're going to do some fishing. We're going to hang out in the swimming pool. We're going to have a blast. There's fun times, but we got to get back down to it. We got to get down to it. The trick is not to fall off and not to fall off. All right? Okay. All right, so where are we? Okay, people who want to, you know what? Here's something else. Not everybody wants to live like I described. Like they want to live in that deal where you quit and you give up and you're always chasing the better deal. I had had a buddy that used to do seminars with me, and he would say to people, he said, now look, if you're the kind of person who's going to get involved but not read the books, not go to the university, what you need to do is walk right out of this conference room and go right down the hallway and get somebody else's cookies and drinks, go to somebody else's meeting, and you just need to keep jumping from deal to deal to deal. Because that's the way most people, that's the way they want to live. They want, with friends, they have no lasting relationships. You're like, who's been with you? That's some tips. Who's been with you? Have you stuck with anything? One of my problems before this business, I hadn't stuck with anything. The only thing I'd stuck with was Jane and friends. This is the first business I've been involved with, or job that I've been involved with for 14 years. It's been the most successful thing I've ever done because I stuck with it and made it happen. But see, here's the thing. I decided a long time ago that I was going to stick with it. I decided where I would be, making that decision where you're going to be. All right. Next, let's talk about how to get big. All right. Let's see. I had Brandy Tipton in here. How about Dan? How about Dan Sanborn? How about coming up here? Y'all give Dan a hand. Woo! Dan Sanborn. All right. All right. So, all right, tell them who you are and who you hired by.
My name is Dan Sanborn. I was hired by Nikki McMillan, and yeah.
Good job. All right, so Dan, James and Jane they've hired a bunch of people, and one of the ones they hired was Nikki, okay? And Nikki is one of the top sales ladies in the country by far. She has had crazy successful month after month after month. She's had some terrible months, 2 or 3 in a row, got things back online, became one of the best again, just like all of us. She's had slumps. Okay, if you're a great shooter, if you're a great passer, you're going to go through slumps. The trick is to keep going till you come out the other side. She kept the relationships with us. We stayed buddies. She dated some guy that wasn't even in close to your caliber. I don't even know why she was talking to him. But that ended, thank goodness. And then she met Dan, and y'all started dating, right? And then Dan was working as a manager.
Yes. Yeah, assistant store manager for a grocery store.
Okay. And so he gets his license and starts part-time selling, learns the system, learns how to get issue paid, and then Dan's like, I'm going to quit my job. How many hours were you working in your job?
Salaried for 45. I was working closer to 55.
Okay. And then you were driving back and forth and this, that, and the other, and Dan's like, I'm going to quit my job. I was like, don't quit your job. All right. So, but he decided to quit anyway. That's the other thing. People say like, well, you know, do we have to do what you say? But now, he quits his job. He's making good money. The question is, does he still make money here? How's it doing? How's it going? Are you still making money here?
Great, yeah.
How much issue paid premium are you going to do? How much are you doing a week or a month? Give me some ideas how your selling is going.
Well, April 3rd is when I went full-time, and in the month of April, I issue paid just over $12,000.
$12,000 first month, and how's May looking?
May I issue paid $1,600 last week, and this week I submitted $4,200.
Okay. So you think you'll do more than $12,000 in May?
Planning on it.
Okay. So it might be around $12,000, $15,000. But Nikki consistently does how much issue paid?
Close to $20,000.
Close to $20,000. All right. So he's doing around $12,000 out of the gate. So you can do the math, and if you've been around a while, you can figure out the math, what kind of money he's making right out of the gate. How is your cash flow? Is it more than you was a manager, or not, or less than when you was a manager?
It's a little more.
It's a little more. So you're doing okay.
Yeah. After the lead bills are paid for and everything.
After the lead bills and everything, you're still better off than you were as a manager.
Yes.
Because I always like these people that go like, they've been with us 6 months or 9 months, and they go, I ain't making no money. I go like, he is. You know what I mean? Like they want to say you're lying. They want to say you're not making as much as you was as a manager, right?
Right.
But more than likely, it's something they're doing wrong. Okay, so here's the question. This is you. This is, in this case, this is James and Jane's group. But I want to talk to you about how to get big. Now, James, for the last year, y'all's company has been going like this right here, steady up. Was it last month the best month y'all have ever had?
Yes, sir.
And how much did y'all do?
151,000 issue paid.
Okay, 151,000 in a month. Okay, now, the ideal thing is if I have 10 people like James and Jane, then I would be doing 1.5 million a month if I just had 10 organizations like theirs. And if I average a 20% spread, so they're all at a 90% contract, they're all reached this bonus, where would a 90% be? They've already reached this bonus right here, they're district managers. A 20% spread would give me $300,000 a month in my company if I had 10 organizations like theirs. $300,000 a month. You say, did you hire them? Mm-hmm. Do you have 10 of those? Mm-hmm. Okay? So that you say, was that good, Andy? It's better than you can imagine. Like I really like it. Because some people say making money will not make you happy. I go, I was happy when I had no money. You say, are you happier? Sometimes I think yes. And sometimes I go, definitely. Most of the time I say assuredly. Very seldom have I said, since I've got money, since I'm making more, I'm miserable. That's not happened. Now, has my problems gotten bigger? Uh-huh. Is my tax bill bigger? Uh-huh. Is my staff bigger? Uh-huh. So I haven't figured out how to have a big life and not have bigger problems. But guess what happened? When we were flying back, we flew into London, and I looked out the window, and I looked, and I shook my head, and I went, I'll show y'all the picture. I'll show it to y'all later. I don't have it pulled up. I'll show you. But I was like, this guy was standing beside me. I said, is that Donald Trump's plane? He said, that's Donald Trump's plane. He said, the news said he was coming to London. I was like, he's right out, he's here. And he's like, yeah, he's here somewhere. And I was like, what if he had to get like special permission to fly his plane in there? See, you don't have to deal with hassles like that. You just pay your ticket and you get on a plane and you just go through security. You go through security and empty your pockets out, take your belt off, and take your shoes off. That's a pain. I don't like it. My man had to hire. You say, well, he didn't have to fill out the paperwork. He didn't have to fill out the paperwork to get all the license to come fly his private plane in. I know. You know what he had to do? He had to hire a pilot, which, by the way, I understand this pilot's been with him 30-some years, right? He ain't firing a pilot because he's got mad. You know, it's just he's relationships. But he had to hire this guy, pay for this guy's education, and then pay for this guy to fill out. See, it's a bigger problem. You tracking on me this? Is he happier? I don't know. Ask Donald if he's happier being big. But what I'm guessing is he has to get new tires on that plane all the time. Has to check the engines on that thing. You with me? But he's living a big life. Now, so my first thing is 11 reasons to get bigger. I mean, which one you want? I like more shoes. How about that? I like traveling with my wife. I like you have 8 of your friends. There could be 8 of the reasons to get bigger because it's just you, but you got 8 of your friends to go with you on the cruise. You got your buddies to come with you. You have somebody that can come out to your house early and wake you up and make the dogs bark. Having friends. My wife's lost her brother passed away. And before he passed away, I remember he was losing his kidney, and she was like, could we write a check for $80,000 if my brother, could get a transplant? I was like, heck yeah, to save his life. She said, would we really do that? I was like, yeah, we would do that. Having stuff like that. And think about my mama, who the other day she was saying, she's like, I ain't rich, but she said, I ain't never wanted for nothing. And knowing that if she does want something else, we can fix it, right? Like we got all kinds of monthly stuff that come to her house and make sure she's got plenty to eat and she does what she wants to do. Does that make any sense? Like those things are the reasons. I'm not doing it for the problems that I have. Because I had a real good friend the other day, a real good friend who just all of a sudden decided, I guess he was jealous of me or something, and all of a sudden wanted to try to take stuff of mine. I told my wife, I was like, can you believe he did that? And she was like, I'd have never thought that as much as you'd helped him the last 5 years. And I was like, wow. So I didn't get big so that that could happen. But when you got to understand that stuff like that does happen. So part of how to get big awkwardly is when people do stuff wrong, you cry. Crying's good. You cry, but then you talk to somebody and you figure out how to keep going anyway. So that's one of the first things you got to understand is bad things happen, you got to keep going. When good things happen, don't stop. Like remember my buddy that's making 200,000+, and he stops, and I'm telling him, I said, bro, don't stop, because if he stops, it's like you pedaling the bicycle up a hill, and you going up the hill, and all of a sudden you go, this is going pretty good. Stop. You stop. Try to get started back. Not so much. You're going to be running beside of it, pushing for a while, and you can't figure out what happened. What happened is you stopped. Okay, now, Andy, how do you, if this is you, all right, let's clean this up a little bit. How do you, if this is you, how do you not have bad things to people like this right here, okay? How do you keep that? What you do is people factor. If this person will, I know a guy, he said, don't worry about it the other day. One of his downlines said something to him about an application and didn't have a signature. He said, don't worry about it, I'll fix that. I'm going, the only way you can fix that is drive back out there and get them to sign it. But if you get somebody that don't leave a tip, you ever notice somebody like that? They never leave a tip at a restaurant. In other words, clues. When you see a person in your organization, when you see somebody not doing the right things, let me tell you a big one, is gratefulness. When I see Mutual of Omaha, when I see Darwin, when I talk to CFG, one of the first things I want to tell them is I appreciate what all y'all have done. You're building this company. You let us sell for you. Yes, I might want a faster pay, but I want 90% of the time I'm talking. I want to look at my watch, and I want to say 90% of the time I'm telling them how much I appreciate them and the gratitude. Not 90% of the time I'm bap, bap, bip, 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 bip. You with me? I want to talk about all the good things they've done. That is what you're looking for. In other words, you're looking for a good person. Like a person that, see, here's what I believe in the years. How long have we known each other, James? Mike?
It'll be 6 years this December.
See, here's what I believe. I don't think you do anything to hurt her, and I don't think she'll do anything to hurt you. It's just like when I was telling her to cut the wires, right? And she was like, I loved him then. Yeah. Clayton, you hear me? It's like she's going to do this. But people I've never known them to steal or cheat. One guy the other day, and this guy was a football player, and we had high hopes from his linebacker, played with a basketball team down east. I'm not going to say who they were, but it's east. And what I did is I took him to a hockey game, and I gave him a ticket. It was an expensive ticket. And if he comes up to me and says, I snuck by him, and you can get somebody else to use the ticket. And I was like, this guy's trouble. You with me? And sure enough, my buddy that runs the gate out there, what's his name? James here. Ryan, the guy that checks us in all the time that we know, he's a friend of mine. He comes over there and he's like, hey. And I was like, that guy. Because I knew what he was going to say. It was embarrassing to me because he comes up and says, one of your guys snuck through. And I was just like, you with me? In other words, it's a predictor of the future. And sometimes you want to think people will change, okay? But if they keep doing it, you got to know that it's bad news coming. Have you seen that happen in the grocery store business?
Oh, yeah.
With new staff people?
Oh, yeah.
They come in late and they got an excuse. Then they got to leave early and they got an excuse. So what I'm telling you is to build this gracefully, don't get your hopes up on people that are not doing the right thing on a repetitive basis. All right. So to build it big, I do things like this. I was just talking to Dan about this. So here goes Dan right here. tell them some of the things. Come back to Dan. What was I asking about? How are you doing in your business? And I started nicely asking things you're doing in your business. What's some of the things that I was asking you? Do you know?
Earlier today?
This morning when we saw each other.
You were just asking how everything was going, and I brought up how right now my main focus is getting better at the ERS.
What is ERS?
The emergency response system.
Tell them.
The emergency response system. You know, my biggest problems is I don't go through the whole ATM, and I just need to take it step by step and just go through it.
Is there any way to say you used to not go through all the ATM?
Absolutely, by just making progress.
So from now on, you're going to do what?
Go through the whole ATM.
From now on, 100%, you're going to go through the whole ATM.
Okay.
Are you serious? Okay, like no problem? You will do it?
Oh yeah, we've actually been talking about it. The goal by the end of the month is the whole thing. We're taking it step by step, the ERS, and then learning.
How about on the next appointment you go on, you go through the whole thing?
Friday at 1:30.
How hard is that? How hard is that? You say, Andy, you don't really do that with people, do you? Do I do it with you? Do I do that with you?
Yeah.
I just did it with you. Do I do it with you? Yeah. Now look, now here's the other thing. If you don't do it, tell him what I'll do if you don't do it. I mean, how's it react?
Be like, you'll still be nice to him, pat him on the back. Hey, we're proud of you, man. We're gonna be rich one day. Woo!
Right. But here's what a guy told me one time. Is one of my mentors, still is one of my mentors. He said, Andy, here's what happens. When people change fast, it's because they want to change. People that change slow are fighting you and fighting it. So the question is, do you want to change fast or do you want to change slow? And it's up to you. I don't care. But what I'm trying to do is I'm asking you to do, is the 8 Steps book over there? It's my 8 Steps book. Here we go. All right. Here's what I'm trying to do. Secretly, in my mind, I'm thinking, what if he's listening to everything? What if he's bought his own policy? See, what I'm doing, here's what I'm doing. I'm working through this list in my mind when I see you. You know why? Because these are 8 steps. So people say, I got 27 people, or first of all, they say, like, I hadn't hired anybody. How do you hire somebody? Well, you got to go to an activity book, and you got to start putting in activity. You cannot fail at this. I mean, I have got some friends that their personality, let's just say it's lacking. Their personality is not amazing. But they start calling people, and all of a sudden they get better, and they start hiring people. Then they say, what am I going to do with all the people I have? How do I work with them? Same way I work with them is I start going through these detailed things, and I'm saying, I'm wondering if they're doing all of the things that are in the 8 steps to this 8 steps to success. I start looking through it, and I'm asking them, like, can you tell them why ERS is important? There's somebody out there, why is ERS important? What's so great about ERS? What is it?
Well, basically, James had to have a call with me one evening so I could understand a little better. And the biggest thing for the importance is getting in touch with the family members. So if they do die, a lot of times the families don't know who the company is with. So that way they can call us directly, and hopefully we can get the check out to them within a month.
And what benefit do we derive, other than this warm feeling inside that we're going to get them the benefit if they die, make sure that we get we know about it, and we make sure the insurance carrier writes a check. What other benefit do we get out of ERSs?
Referrals.
All right, what does referrals mean?
Free leads.
Okay, raise your hand out there in the audience if you would like to have all free leads from here on out. Raise your hand. Okay, how would you like to have 90% free leads? Can y'all figure out the math on that? How do you get 90% free leads? Do you know how to do that? That means in every house that you go in, how many referrals do you have to get?
10.
10. So if you have 1 lead and then 10 referrals, you've got 10 times more free leads than you have paid for leads. See how that worky? So Andy, it can't be that simple. Okay, now watch this. Here's how you get big. You do the 8 steps, and you try to identify one person. People always say, I got 10 people. which one is the closest to doing this right here? Which one is the closest? And so if this person right here is the closest to doing it, what you do is you spend more time with that person, because this is the first person, James, that's going to get up to $151,000 a month. Your goal is not for you to do $151,000 in a month, but your goal is to find 10 people. See, my goal is to find 33 people that can find 10. And after 7 years, have you found one? Have you found two? You get what I'm saying, Douglas? Remember what I said? When the end in mind, when you're right here, 5 years from now, if you are going to have 10 people that are awesome, you need to start with one person that's awesome. So if you have all your people, if everybody in your group, if none of them get referrals, if none of them are coming to watching the TWC, if none of them are reading, then you don't have one. But if you have a person right here that's doing 4 items, you need to ask him and talk to him about getting to 5 items. Not mad. You need to say something like, Dan, I'm thinking you might be one of the big leaders on this company. You think that's a possibility?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, you believe it.
Yes.
Then would you be willing? So you do things. I'm gonna kind of put him on the spot. You have any idea how many NAA University courses you've been through?
0.
Okay.
I'm being honest.
Let me be honest with you. I think you need to take a class. It's free. Would you take one tonight? Would you do tonight, work on an NAA University class?
Yes.
Okay, so how do you get people to do stuff, Andy? I go like this. I go, would you please? So you don't just ask people, please, do you? Yep, sure do. How many times have I done that to you, James?
I can't count how many times. I don't know.
And these are some of one of the most awesome couples I've ever met. Michelle, one of the most awesome couples. You know why? Because I've spent time. Now, watch this. I'm going to draw this one green, because Billy hates it when I do green. This one right here, I poured and poured and poured in talk to him, and he didn't have any integrity, but he was selling a lot. It wasn't good quality. His placement was bad. Generally a bad person. But I kept thinking I could change him. Let me tell you something. When my daughter comes to me with some low-down, no-good-for-nothing piece of trash boy and says, I think I'm going to change him, I'm going to say, please, darling, you can't change him. Find me a good one. So my goal is that she hangs around better people. That's why I sold her heavy on NC State. I wanted her to go to college bound. And then she was dating this guy that we didn't have a real problem with. If he's looking, hey, I like you. But he just wasn't real ambitious, you know. And then now she's belonged to this sorority, Chi Omega. So I'm increasing. I can't guarantee, but I can improve my odds. You with me? Whoever in your business you're working with, you got to improve your odds. See, we love Nikki. We love Nikki. So if Nikki says you're good, and then they say you're good, and then my staff says you're good, I start saying you're good. You say, wait a minute, Andy, this is like an interview process that don't never end. That's the way life is. You're always going to be tested. I was reading something. I reminded Jane about it, something Tim Godey said. He said, listen, guys, rubber bands stretch. And whenever something bad happens to us, it stretches us. And what do rubber bands do? They hold things together. So the more we stretched, the more, once we recover, we can hold a bigger organization together. So the detours we hate, we're going to have subtraction. We're going to have things bad. You're going to have things happen to you. But what you got to do is you got to fight through it. It can't be all sunshine. You got to have some rain to make the flowers grow. That's just part of the program. That's the way it's going to work. So you're going to. So I'm telling him bad stuff, dude. I cannot believe, like, dude, do you feel bad about knowing NAA University is just free and everything? How much work we put into those things? Now, see, I haven't quit selling him. I'm selling him. I'm right back around to selling him because I'm thinking that you are one of our top guys. So how long have you been with us now, Dan?
I sold my first policy in January.
In January. So he's been around 4 or 5 months. So I've got to start getting him up to speed. I got to start getting Nikki up to speed. I'm working real hard with Dave and Michelle right now. There's people, hello, what I'm trying to do now is identify the right people. Who's a good person? Who's a person that wants to go from where you are to 250,000 to 750,000 to $1 million, and who out there that's hovering? I got a handful of them that are hovering around 600 to $1 million. How many of you want to go to 2? Because I'm ready. I need more of the right people. Guys, I am so fired up about being back on TWC. I know we spent some extra money going overtime. I love y'all. I'm fired up. There's probably something I've left out. We will email you. Check the NAAleads.com. Guys, go get you some. Alliance Life is growing like crazy. Come grow with us. Let's go all over the world, guys. See you. Love you. Bye. Yeah. Hey guys, Andy Albright looking at you with 2020 vision. What is 2020 vision? That's when you see yourself in the future how you want your life to be. It's making a difference for people. It's having fun. It's making some good money to take care of your family. This is for that guy that wants to run like his hair's on fire. This is a man that wants to change his life, and I mean he wants to change it now. It is on with 2020 vision. Go make it happen for you. Let's go. Get it. Grab it.
I don't want to be a burden on my family. I know my kids don't feel like I let them down, but I know I did. The scary part was I couldn't quit. So for me, it was a prison. I knew that I shouldn't be doing this. just a failure that I had in my life that I had to get rid of, you know. The future, it definitely is definitely brighter. I'm only 43. I got a lot of time to make a lot of difference in people's lives. It's going to be okay. Yeah, that's probably a good way to look at it. It's going to be okay.
Listen, man, this is amazing. This is my first time I have ever gone on an Alliance trip, I guess you could say. I am local here in Vegas, but they still put us up at the Paris Hotel, which is an amazing hotel. For those of you who have not been here, you got to experience it. And I got to admit, guys, this is the first time I have ever held a gun in my entire life was today. They took us to this place called The Range. Unreal. Believe how crazy this is. The adrenaline starts pumping. You're nervous at first, kind of like when you first meet, like Andy Albright, right? So you first meet him, you're real nervous, and then, but you just go for it. You just got to pull the trigger, and the adrenaline starts flowing. You settle down a little bit, and it feels amazing. I'm telling you guys, the association here, the experiences that we're having, getting to know everyone, this is amazing. You guys have got to figure this out. You got to get here, man. Just get around the association. Just get here.
I'll take the sun and watch it surround you. All of the rain will fall around.
We are in Cabo, San Lucas, and at a beautiful, beautiful resort once again. And the types of things we're learning is phenomenal. We hung out this morning with Mark Vickers. We're learning how to speak better. We're learning how to communicate better. We're learning how to better serve our agents at conventions, which is, it's amazing the amount of money that we're putting into that. And then on top of that, we're hanging out with Jeff Bright. Jeff is teaching us how to work together as a team on a much deeper level than just, hey, we're a team, you know, we're part of this team. We're actually hanging out and being a better team. And what does that mean to serve all of NAA, not just us?
It's amazing because the people that are here want to be here, number one, and number two, they were invited to be here, which means that we saw something and then the leadership core that says we need to have these people here with us, learning, taking the next step with us because they earned the right to be here.
And guys, I can't tell you what it's gonna feel like when you get that email and you're like, woo! I got invited to come join the leadership crew, guys. You'll be running around the house going, I'm one of those people that get to help make a difference in this company.
And today I want to leave you with one quote, and I'm going to quote the late, great Dr. Martin Luther King.
This is Jay Daugherty with another tip from NAA University. As your agents are learning the ropes, give them a strategic advantage with the new Product Pocket Guide from NAA University. This mobile tool gives them instant highlights for every product we sell. It's always right, and it's never wrong, and it fits right in your pocket.
Hey guys, Andy Albright hanging out on the world's largest cruise ship. And you know what? It's got everything you could dream of. Swimming pool, people, music, having a blast. You know the only thing that would make this better? Shopping in Central Park. So many shops, so many boutiques, you could get lost. But you know the only thing that would make it better? High class, high energy, professional shows every night, best seats in the house. The only thing that would make this better? The aroma of high class dining, incredible service, and on top of that, all you can eat. But you know what would really make this better? Sharing it with your best friends in the world, all expense paid, it's all here. You know what would make this better? You. Join us again. Join the Alliance for another once-in-a-lifetime all expense paid trip.